He definitely had a black girl fetish. I went on a date yesterday with a man that was not my race. He was very much, okay. Me and him, we're just talking, just chatting. I was like, you know what? Let me just do something a little spontaneous for the plot. He's like, oh yeah, I want to take you out. Let's go grab some drinks and some tacos. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Okay, cool. The crazy part is that I really did not want to go. Like, I didn't want to go at all. I was just trying to do it for the plot. We're supposed to meet at 9:30 p.m. And prior to the day, the man was already blowing up my phone, just calling me. He called me, say, oh, I'm gonna be in my suit because I'm just coming out of work, meeting, something. So wear a cheeky dress, wear a cute little dress, something. I was like, okay, cool. I ended up wearing a cute little dress. Literally, I wore this dress, okay. As I'm on my way, he calls me again, and then he asks me, oh, what would you like to drink? And I'm in my head, I'm like, come on, love you, drink me. Don't go and poison me. Like, no, I'm like, and then I told him, I'm like, no, I'll wait till I get there before I order my drink. Like, I'm literally like 3 minutes away. There's no rush. You know what I'm saying? I get there, boom. He already was looking at me from outside the window. So he came outside to like open the door and do his little one too, I guess. So I was just like, okay, cool. That did not impress me. That's normal. I'm sorry. That's the bare minimum. Get there, order my espresso martini. He's already done with his own espresso martini. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you just got here. At first, he's a vibe. But then after like maybe like 10, maybe 20 minutes, he starts with the sexual talk. Oh my God. I just met you, bro. So I'm just like, okay, you're funny. I'm already getting uncomfortable, so I'm already looking at the time. Like, all right, cool. I'm about to figure out a little escape plan. He's reaching for my hand / my thighs, and I'm just like, I don't know if you're trying to be romantic because you already started talking of all this sexual nonsense. Because he was like, oh, I'm the type of person, I feel like, oh, I need to taste before I, get into a relationship. Hey! Like, no, sir. That ain't what we're doing over here. I actually tell him, I'm like, okay, I don't think this is what we should be talking about on the first day. Especially because, like, I just met you for real. Every time he finishes talking about anything sexual, he will go like, you should come see my balcony after this. You should come see my balcony after this. And I'm like, only balcony? Which one? What is balcony? What is balcony doing for you? I was like, okay, like, what's your thing with balconies? He was like, oh, I just love balconies. Hell no. You want to push me? Or do you think any action is going to happen on that balcony? Which one is it? Because none of the above is going to happen in the name of Jesus. You are sick. He's coming closer and trying to kiss me. Oh my God, you guys. I just remember something. One moment, he tried to lock eyes with me and then he came close. I did not like that, y'all. And then he was like, I feel like women only restrict men from sex, men that they don't like from sex. And then he was asking me, oh, do you like me? Do you find me attractive? Some. And I'm just like, bro, chill, bro. And then, y'all, he was so conceited. As I just told you guys that he would ask me, oh, do you think I'm attractive? He would answer it by himself. He'd be like, I know you think I'm attractive. I'm like, if only you knew how hard I was cringing at you right now, you would literally go home and never go on a date ever again. At this point, I started telling him, oh yeah, like, let's get the waiter, let's go, let's leave. I don't even think it was up to like 45 minutes. So next to us, there was a rooftop bar or whatever. So he wanted to go to the rooftop bar and keep drinking. Oh, Emiko, I did it all. But with my homegirls, I get late. But I don't know you, so I'm not getting that late with you, So we end up going to the rooftop because I wanted to see the rooftop anyway. And then this guy tries to kiss me again. You guys, I don't know what we were talking about. I don't know what warranted this, but he started saying the N-word. This is when I lost it. And then I'm like, don't say that to me. Are you crazy? Are you sick? Like, don't say that to me. What if I knock you out right now? We were literally on a rooftop. If I push you over this rooftop now, cause of that, you said the N-word. So yes, that was my last straw. I was like, okay, yeah, like, I want to go. I want to leave. So on our way downstairs, he's still trying to convince me to go, to his house and see his balcony or whatever. So I'm like, no, I'm not trying to go see your balcony, whatever. So he gets irritated, he gets angry, and then he walks off, or like we both part ways and walk off. I'm like, no, I'm walking to my car. He's not saying anything. We don't say bye. We don't say nothing. We just part ways, and I go home and he goes home, and that's it. That was literally the end of the date, you guys. He didn't even last 24 hours. I personally don't think I would be trying that again. Like, I couldn't even stand his sight. I don't know, maybe it was because it was corny and very, very egotistic. I don't know, maybe that will, I don't know. And then he was making like several racist comments. He was like, I thank God you're not ghetto, like, you know. I'm like, what do you mean? I've only encountered racism in my comment section, but seeing it in real life is crazy. Right in front of my koro eyes like this. Hey, I barely knew this man for like 24 hours. Oh my God. And I even forgot to mention, this man gonna smack my nyash. He gonna try to smack my nyash. I think that was the moment where I decided, okay, now it's time to freaking leave because this man is crazy. I don't know you. Anyway, that's the end of this story time. I will see you guys in my next video.
I literally just hopped out of a moving car because I was on the date from hell. Okay, like when I tell you I didn't even wait for this man to pull over, he was over an hour late for our date. Over an hour late to our date. I should have known then to just cancel the shit because you're not respecting my time. However, I overlooked it because I'm like, oh my God, I've known this person since high school, you know, and he's communicating with me, letting me know like, hey, I'm going to be, you know, this amount of minutes late. Like, you know, he's calling me, texting me, letting me know what's up because there's traffic. You know, we live here in LA, shit happens. He's coming off work, whatever. So I was cool with it. I was like, all right, cool. You're being communicative. Like, I'll still continue the date. He comes to pick me up over an hour late. And when I get in the car, we hug. Hey, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Like, you know, good to see you. Right. And then I let him know like, hey, like you're an hour late. Like next time, like, please don't show up so late because like, I won't like go on a date. Like I was being firm. I wasn't being a bitch. I wasn't being condescending. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't being aggressive. None of that shit. I was just letting him know like, hey, I'm a very punctual person. My time is valuable to me. And if you're going to tell me you're going to be here at 6 o'clock, don't show up past 6. Okay, don't show up at especially 7 o'clock an hour later. And do you know that this man turned his car around? It's like, I'm taking you back home. Like, who do you think you are telling me that I can't be late, picking you up to a date? I drove 30 minutes to pick you up and I paid for these tickets and blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you are? Who the fuck do I think I am, sir? Like, this is why they warn you, don't ever date the person that has chased you for a long time, that has wanted you for a long time, because they're usually crazy. I jumped out of a halfway moving car tonight because I could not get away from this man fast enough. And I left his door wide the fuck open and he like busts a bitch in the middle of the street and like peels off. What the fuck is wrong with you, men? Are you seriously mad because someone told you don't be an hour late to picking them up? The woman that you've been chasing for over 20 years finally gives you the time of day. I feel like this is one of those moments where he had it in his mind the whole time to play in my face because he wanted to get back at me from 20 years ago or something. Now, mind you, this is not an ex. I've never done anything to this man. I've never slept with him, never kissed him, never like curved him in any type of way, never played with this man's emotions. But I feel like because he didn't have access to me for over 20 years, when he finally got the opportunity, he wanted to like show me who's boss. Okay.
Story time. I went on a date with a very famous actor and it ended up being horrible. So we went out to eat at this really nice place in Miami, one of my faves. Everyone knows him. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. There's going to be no type of discretion. It was like the entire time people were in our face, looking, turning, watching. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, we sit down, we have our table, we order food, and I don't even know how the conversation ended up here, but he starts talking about how he hates when girls wear Fashion Nova. Meanwhile, I'm wearing Fashion Nova. And I'm like, yo. So I'm too embarrassed at this point to even say anything. At the time, I work with Fashion Nova, like as an influencer. This is back before Instagram deleted my page, but whatever. I'm feeling really cute in my outfit, but I'm like, damn, sir. So we keep talking, we keep eating. The food was so damn good. I'm trying not to eat everything because I can eat a lot and I definitely am a plate clearer, but my outfit was really tight and like a light color, kind of like a stretchy material where I was like, yo, if we do anything after this, I'm gonna look pregnant if I keep eating, so I slow down. So we start talking about family and his family dynamics and my family dynamics, and don't know again how this comes up, but I'm talking about my father and how we don't have a relationship, blah, blah, blah. How about this man starts telling me that I need to find a way for my father and I to be cool again. Sir, do you know this man? Do you know any of the reasons why we are not cool? Do you understand that there could be so many reasons, like he raped me, dropped the G, that we're not cool? Which he didn't, but either way, there can be a multitude of reasons that I'm not with him. And he was just like, oh, you know, a lot of times people's moms don't tell you the whole story of what goes on with your dad, and then before you know it, you have animosity for him and it's not even real. And I'm like, it's crazy to me that men will literally defend other men that they do not know whatsoever off of the strength of what's happened in their current life. So I'm just drinking more. I'm like, Lord have mercy, what is this date? And he is a little older than me, so he has that, like, I know what I'm talking about, like, slightly condescending manner that I can't stand. So I'm hitting him with a shake your head, Jess, shake your head. Because if I say how I really feel, I'm gonna flip this table and dip. So I'm just like, stay pleasant, just get through this evening. And then it gets worse. I don't know how we end up here, but we start talking about Rihanna. This man starts telling me how much he loves Rihanna, how much he wishes he could date Rihanna, how much he would just do anything for her, how he's like a super fan and all this shit. And I'm like, bruh, who doesn't want to date Rihanna? She's a baddie, she's beautiful, she's from the islands. You done know how to thing go. But can we not do that right now? Bruh. When I tell you this man went into strict and very definitive detail about Rihanna's appearance, about how classy she is, about how he felt like he would just suck her toes and just, it was insane. I knew I would never see him again after the day. I was like, yeah, this is dead. Like, we're never doing this shit again. I said to myself, it's so funny that a lot of women will think that dating men with status and dating these famous men is just gonna make life easier, when they don't realize that a lot of the times, not saying always, but a lot of the times when men have clout or they have money or they have some kind of status, they have their own crap going on in the background that you're probably going to find out about, and they just make it really hard to deal with, and they're not willing to see their own crap because in their mind they're perfect and they're a catch and you should be lucky to be here. But yeah, I never saw bro again. -10 out of 10, would not recommend.
He ends up calling me while I'm like literally in the traffic, and he's like yelling at me. Get ready with me while I tell you guys this quick story time. I don't like saying the word date, but we went on an outing and he was so annoying. Oh my God. So there was this man, he kept bothering me to go out on a date with him. Just wasn't really that interested. So I ended up agreeing to going, and he asked me like, where do I want to go? And I just was like, I don't freaking know. Like, don't leave this option up to me. He told me he was going to make a reservation for us to go, right? And so the reservation time, this is important. The reservation time was for 2 p.m. I told him, like, I would prefer us to go out during the daytime. There was already something about his personality that I just did not really like. You know, when you could just tell someone's kind of mean through text, he just had an attitude. He was kind of sassy, honestly. So there was this day that I spent the night at one of my friend's house, and she needed some of my makeup, so I brought my entire makeup back to her house. It's now the day of the day. He didn't text me at all on the day of the day, like, hey, hello, good morning, how are you, how's the day coming along? Nothing. The moment I noticed that my makeup bag is at my friend's, it was like 12. The reservation was for 2. I started calculating time. She doesn't live too far. I'm going to go to my friend's house to get the makeup bag. You know what? Let me just tell him to move the reservation time back. So I pretty much give him a call to tell him like, hey, is it possible if we can move the reservation back to 3? And he has an attitude. Like, if we can't do 3, speak up. If we can, then like, what's the issue? Like, I kind of explained the situation to him. I'm like, I left my makeup bag with my friends, like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, he's like, has his mom's like, yeah, I'll call them and move it back. And I'm just like, okay, I'm like, bye. Like, so where the date is at is literally like so close to him. Like, it's literally like 5 minutes from him, like where he lives. Where I stay, like 35 minutes away from me, like literally. I use my brain to say, you know what? I'll just go do my makeup at my friend's house that lives close to the place. Done. Like, I'll just jump in the car and I'll literally be 5 minutes from the location just like he is, right? I'm gonna go to my friend's house, do a quick beat, and then head straight there, right? Ever since I called him to tell him to change the reservation to 3, he never texts me again. Like, now like 2:55, I'm ready to go to leave my friend's apartment. So I text him and I'm like, hey, are you there? He's like, you're late. Well, the reservation was for 3, it's 2:55. Why did he just respond, you're late, like that? Was that not kind of rude? Honestly, there was something about him saying you're late like that. It just rubbed me the wrong way. And I was just like, I'm gonna have to cancel this. I don't know. I don't go on dates like that. So I'm just like, Is it that deep, bro? I asked you, where are you? Why are you responding back you're late? I did not text him back to you're late because I thought that was kind of weird. Is the word, I don't want to say the word is aggressive, but I just feel like that's so like unnecessary. But maybe that's me just being selfish. I don't know. End up leaving my friend's apartment, and the area that we're in has so much unnecessary traffic. So I'm like, oh, like, why am I anxious right now? Going out with someone that you like could potentially like should not involve any like unnecessary anxiety. Like, and I felt like him texting me that you're late just made me feel very weird, and like I was just like I think I just had it set in my mind that I just didn't care to go anymore. So he ends up calling me while I'm like literally in the traffic, and he's like yelling at me, where are you? Like, why would you be so late? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I can't even remember exactly the things he was saying because I was so shocked. Like, what the heck is going on? Has this person lost their brain cells? It was like 3:10 now. Yes, I understand it's late, but like, what's the big idea? So I'm like, hey, like, can you calm down? Like, I'm in some traffic, etc. I'm really close by now, but there's just like this hot traffic right where the restaurant is. Like, he calls me again. I'm like, hey, like, I'm literally outside. Like, I'm about to come in. So he's like, I've been outside waiting for you. Why are you outside waiting for me? Who does that? Like, I just feel like I wouldn't wait in the car for anyone. Like, I just feel like if I have to wait for someone somewhere, like, I'm gonna wait as comfortable as I can, and that's not in the car. Like, I'd rather go inside, go to the table, set the table, maybe even get myself a cup of water, maybe some bread, some tea, I don't know. Like, I'm just not gonna sit in the car because that's not the most comfortable way. Meet me inside, they'll tell you where I'm seated. I'm in ballet, he calls me one last time, I'm literally like, I answered the phone. At this point, I'm like, I'm in ballet. Like, I'm in ballet. I may be the bad guy in the story because I was late, but I just feel like it wasn't that deep that I was late, bro. Like, chill, bro. Like, so we get inside now, and you could just feel his energy. Like, he was so upset. The aura of the room was tense. Like, why were you so late? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, it's just 3:15. Like, it's not like, am I that late? He's like, yes, you are late. Like, 3 o'clock is 3 o'clock to me. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry that I'm late. Like, I didn't know, like, you would be this upset. Like, I would expect you to come inside and wait. First 10 minutes of us sitting at the table was just a debacle about how I was late. He was already being so rude to me before I even got there. He's just being, like, very, like, snarky while we're at the table. Like, he says little things like, yeah, you haven't been texting me back, and you haven't been calling me. And he's looking through our text messages. He's like, let's see if I can find your name if I didn't delete your number. I'm like, is this guy okay? Like, literally spent basically, like, the whole time at the table talking about how late I was and how upset this made him. I just kind of didn't really care. I just didn't really care because how rude he was being to me. He didn't really apologize for that. Like, I think he thought he was justified in like yelling and raising his voice, but that was just crazy to me. Like, he was just making little comments about how he's like, he doesn't know if he wants to talk to me again and stuff. It's like he wanted me to beg or be like, no, please don't stop talking to me, Prince Charming. I don't care. He ends up still like texting me and calling and bothering me to me, and I kind of just ignored him from that day ever. Just genuinely not used to men talking to me though. I'm just not that equipped in the dating field. I didn't think it would be a big deal. I guess this makes me the worst person in the world. This is my makeup. I've been loving this lip oil from Fenty and Cherry Treat. So good. What the makeup's saying right now. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you guys feel like I was wrong. Like, honestly, I didn't, like, don't be mean to me and think that I'm gonna care about anything that's coming out your mouth. I'm so sorry. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.